Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. O believers, be mindful of Allah in the way He deserves, and do not die except in a state of full submission to Him. And hold firmly to the rope of Allah, and do not be divided. Remember Allah's favor upon you when you were enemies. Then He united your hearts, so you, by His grace, became brothers, and you were at the brink of a fiery pit, and He saved you from it. This is how Allah makes His revelations clear to you, so that you may be rightly guided. Let there be a group among you who call others to goodness, encourage what is good, and forbid what is evil. It is they who will be successful. And do not be like those who split into sects and differed after clear proofs had come to them. It is they who will suffer a tremendous punishment. On that day, some faces will be bright, while others gloomy. To the gloomy-faced it will be said, "Did you disbelieve after having believed? So taste the punishment for your disbelief." As for the bright-faced, they will be in Allah's mercy, where they will remain forever. These are Allah's revelations we recite to you, O Prophet, in truth, and Allah desires no injustice to His creation. To Allah alone belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth, and to Allah all matters will be returned for judgment. You are the best community ever raised for humanity. You encourage good, forbid evil, and believe in Allah. Had the people of the book believed, it would have been better for them. Some of them are faithful, but most are rebellious. They can never inflict harm on you, except a little annoyance. But if they meet you in battle, they will flee, and they will have no helpers. They will be stricken with disgrace wherever they go, unless they are protected by a covenant with Allah or a treaty with the people. They have invited the displeasure of Allah and have been branded with misery for rejecting Allah's revelations and murdering His prophets unjustly. This is a fair reward for their disobedience and violations. Yet they are not all alike. There are some among the people of the book who are upright, who recite Allah's revelations throughout the night, prostrating in prayer. They believe in Allah and the Last Day, encourage good and forbid evil, and race with one another in doing good. They are truly among the righteous. They will never be denied the reward for any good they have done, and Allah has perfect knowledge of those mindful of Him. Indeed, neither the wealth nor children of the disbelievers will be of any benefit to them against Allah. It is they who will be the residents of the fire. They will be there forever. The good they do in this worldly life is like the harvest of an evil people struck by a bitter wind, destroying it completely. Allah never wronged them, but they wronged themselves. O believers, do not associate closely with those who would not miss a chance to harm you. Their only desire is to see you suffer. Their prejudice has become evident from what they say, and what they hide in their hearts is far worse. We have made our revelations clear to you, if only you understood. Here you are, you love them, but they do not love you, and you believe in all scriptures. When they meet you, they say, "We believe," but when alone, they bite their fingertips in rage. Say, O Prophet, may you die of your rage. Surely Allah knows best what is hidden in the heart. When you believers are touched with good, they grieve, but when you are afflicted with evil, they rejoice. Yet, if you are patient and mindful of Allah, their schemes will not harm you in the least. Surely, Allah is fully aware of what they do. Remember, O Prophet, when you left your home in the early morning to position the believers in the battlefield, and Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. Remember when two groups among you believers were about to cower, then Allah reassured them. So in Allah let the believers put their trust. Indeed, Allah made you victorious at Badr, when you were vastly outnumbered. So be mindful of Allah, perhaps you will be grateful. Remember, O Prophet, when you said to the believers, "Is it not enough that your Lord will send down a reinforcement of 3,000 angels for your aid?" Most certainly, if you believers are firm and mindful of Allah, and the enemy launches a sudden attack on you, Allah will reinforce you with 5,000 angels designated for battle. Allah ordained this reinforcement only as good news for you and reassurance for your hearts. And victory comes only from Allah, the Almighty, All-Wise. To destroy a group of the disbelievers and humble the rest, causing them to withdraw in disappointment. You, O Prophet, have no say in the matter. It is up to Allah to turn to them in mercy or punish them, for indeed they are wrongdoers. To Allah alone belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth. He forgives who He wills and punishes whoever He wills, and Allah is all-forgiving, most merciful. O believers, do not consume interest, multiplying it many times over, and be mindful of Allah, so you may prosper. Guard yourselves against the fire prepared for the disbelievers. Obey Allah and the Messenger, so you may be shown mercy, and hasten towards forgiveness from your Lord, and a paradise as vast as the heavens and the earth, prepared for those mindful of Allah. They are those who donate in prosperity and adversity, control their anger, and pardon others, and Allah loves the good doers. They are those who, upon committing an evil deed or wronging themselves, remember Allah and seek forgiveness, and do not knowingly persist in sin, and whoever forgives and who forgives sins except Allah. Their reward is forgiveness from their Lord, and gardens under which rivers flow, staying there forever. How excellent is the reward for those who work righteousness! Similar situations came to pass before you, so travel throughout the land and see the fate of the deniers. This is an insight to humanity, a guide and a lesson to the God-fearing. Do not falter or grieve, for you will have the upper hand if you are true believers. If you have suffered injuries at Uhud, they suffered similarly at Badr. We alternate these days of victory and defeat among people so that Allah may reveal the true believers, choose martyrs from among you, and Allah does not like the wrongdoers, and distinguish the true believers and destroy the disbelievers. Do you think you will enter paradise without Allah proving which of you truly struggled for His cause and patiently endured? You certainly wished for the opportunity for martyrdom before encountering it. Now you have seen it with your own eyes. Muhammad is no more than a messenger. Other messengers have gone before him. If he were to die or be killed, would you regress into disbelief? Those who do so will not harm Allah whatsoever, and Allah will reward those who are grateful. No soul can ever die without Allah's will at the destined time. Those who desire worldly gain, we will let them have it, and those who desire heavenly reward, we will grant it to them, and we will reward those who are grateful. Imagine how many devotees fought along with the prophets and never faltered, despite whatever losses they suffered in the cause of Allah, nor did they weaken or give in. Allah loves those who persevere. And all they said was, Our Lord, forgive our sins and excesses, make our steps firm, and grant us victory over the disbelieving people. So Allah gave them the reward of this world and the excellent reward of the hereafter, for Allah loves the good doers. O believers, if you yield to the disbelievers, they will drag you back to disbelief, and you will become losers. But no, Allah is your guardian, and He is the best helper. We will cast horror into the hearts of the disbelievers for associating false gods with Allah, a practice He has never authorized. The fire will be their home. What an evil place for the wrongdoers to stay. Indeed, Allah fulfilled His promise to you when you initially swept them away by His will. Then your courage weakened and you disputed about the command and disobeyed, after Allah had brought victory within your reach. Some of you were after worldly gain, while others desired a heavenly reward. He denied you victory over them as a test. Yet He has pardoned you, and Allah is gracious to the believers. Remember when you were running far away in panic, not looking at anyone, while the messenger was calling to you from behind. So Allah rewarded your disobedience with distress upon distress. Now, do not grieve over the victory you were denied, or the injury you suffered, and Allah is all aware of what you do. Then, after distress, He sent down serenity in the form of drowsiness, overcoming some of you, while others were disturbed by evil thoughts about Allah, the thoughts of pre-Islamic ignorance. They ask, Do we have a say in the matter? Say, O Prophet, all matters are destined by Allah. They conceal in their hearts what they do not reveal to you. They say to themselves, If we had any say in the matter, none of us would have come to die here. Say, O Prophet, even if you were to remain in your homes, those among you who were destined to be killed would have met the same fate. Through this, Allah tests what is within you and purifies what is in your hearts, and Allah knows best what is hidden in the heart. Those believers who fled on the day when the two armies met were made to slip by Satan because of their misdeeds. But Allah has pardoned them. Surely Allah is all forgiving, most forbearing. O believers, do not be like the unfaithful who say about their brothers who travel throughout the land or engage in battle, if they had stayed with us, they would not have died or been killed. Allah makes such thinking a cause of agony in their hearts. It is Allah who gives life and causes death, and Allah is all-seeing of what you do. Should you be martyred or die in the cause of Allah, then His forgiveness and mercy are far better than whatever wealth those who stay behind accumulate. Whether you die or are martyred, all of you will be gathered before Allah. It is out of Allah's mercy that you, O Prophet, have been lenient with them. Had you been cruel or hard-hearted, they would have certainly abandoned you. So pardon them, and ask Allah's forgiveness for them, and consult with them in conducting matters. Once you make a decision, put your trust in Allah. Surely, Allah loves those who trust in Him. If Allah helps you, none can defeat you. But if He denies you help, then who else can help you? So in Allah, let the believers put their trust. It is not appropriate for a prophet to illegally withhold spoils of war, and whoever does so, it will be held against them on the day of judgment. Then every soul will be paid in full for what it has done, and none will be wronged. Are those who seek Allah's pleasure like those who deserve Allah's wrath? Hell is their home. What an evil destination. They each have varying degrees in the sight of Allah, and Allah is all-seeing of what they do. Indeed, Allah has done the believers a great favor by raising a messenger from among them, reciting to them His revelations, purifying them, and teaching them the book and wisdom, for indeed they had previously been clearly astray. Why is it when you suffered casualties at Uhud, although you had made your enemy suffer twice as much at Badr, you protested, how could this be? Say, O Prophet, it is because of your disobedience. Surely Allah is most capable of everything. So what you suffered on the day the two armies met was by Allah's will, so that He might distinguish the true believers, and expose the hypocrites. When it was said to them, "Come fight in the cause of Allah, or at least defend yourselves," they replied, "If we had known there was fighting, we would have definitely gone with you." They were closer to disbelief than to belief on that day, for saying what with their mouths what was not in their hearts. Allah is all-knowing of what they hide. Those who sat at home saying about their brothers, had they listened to us, they would not have been killed. Say, O Prophet, try not to die if what you say is true. Never think of those martyred in the cause of Allah is dead. In fact, they are alive with their Lord, well provided for, rejoicing in Allah's bounties, and being delighted for those yet to join them. There will be no fear for them, nor will they grieve. They are joyful for receiving Allah's grace and bounty, and Allah does not deny the reward of the believers. As for those who responded to the call of Allah and His Messenger after their injury, those of them who did good and were mindful of Allah will have a great reward. Those who were warned, your enemies have mobilized their forces against you, so fear them. The warning only made them grow stronger in faith, and they replied, Allah alone is sufficient as an aid for us, and He is the best protector. So they returned with Allah's favors and grace, suffering no harm, for they sought to please Allah, and surely Allah is the Lord of infinite bounty. That warning was only from Satan, trying to prompt you to fear his followers. So do not fear them. Fear me, if you are true believers.